We have assembled here on online mode to conduct PhD Open Defense Viva of Rani Shinde. She has completed her research work under the guidance of Dr. S.B. Patil, ex-principal, DRK College of Commerce. So far as her topic of research is concerned, she has worked on a study of organic farming in Satara district. And today we have external referee Dr. Chandrakant Kokate from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. On behalf of the university, on behalf of the Department of Economics, I extend a warm welcome to all. Some research scholars also have joined. So far as today's Viva is concerned, in brief, in 20 to 25 minutes, Rani Shinde will present her work on organic farming. Then I will ask some questions raised by another referee, external referee, for discussion. Then research scholars have joined. They will pose certain questions to Rani Shinde. Then today's external referee, who is present for today's Viva, Dr. Chandrakant Kokate, he will ask some questions if there are, or he will present his observations relating to the research that Rani Shinde has carried out. And lastly, by proposing vote of thanks, that is guide of the candidate, Dr. S.B. Patil, he will propose vote of thanks, and thus today's Viva will be finished. Now, instead of taking much time, because it's a online Viva, and online Viva makes a difference than offline, so far as time constraint is concerned, I am immediately inviting Rani Shinde to present summary or abstract of the research that she has carried out. May I call upon Rani Shinde?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
तुझा आवाज येत नाही तुझा, राणी?
हा सर, येतो.
हा,
आवाज येतो. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rani Srirang Shinde from Yeshwantrao Chavan Mahavidyalaya, Pachwad, Assistant Professor in Economics. I personally welcome Chairman of Open Defense Viva, Honorable Professor Dr. P.S. Kambay sir, former Head Department of Economics, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Today's referee, Honorable Dr. Chandrakant Kokate sir, Department of Economics, Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. My research guide, Honorable Dr. S.B. Patil sir, former principal, DRK Knight College, Kolhapur, Honorable Dr. Anil Kumar Vaure, BOH Chairman, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and all the respected professors, academicians, students, and scholars present over here for the Open Defense Viva. Today, title of my PhD work is a study of organic farming in Satara district. Agriculture is a very significant sector of Indian economy. Two-thirds of people, the work power is occupied with agribusiness. In 1950-51, horticulture and applied occupation contributed 59% of national income. 1981, its contribution in national income was 40%. 2019-20, horticulture and applied occupation contributed 18% of national income. In developed countries, only 2 or 3% population engage in agriculture. In this modern age, all the agriculture products are doubtful. It means full of chemicals and unhygienic to the health. For increasing production and productivity, every kind of farmer just using chemicals, hybrid seeds and fertilizers, which are very dangerous to common people. To protect human beings for such a food-oriented diseases, production of food crops organically is badly needed to improve the hygiene and health of the people. So it is my main focus to bring your attention towards organic farming. Satara district is not only historical place, but also advancing agricultural activities in 11 talukas of Satara district, such as Mahabaleshwar, Patan, Koregaon, Khandala, Dahiwadi, Vai, Kharad, Khatav, Man, Halton, etc. They are not physically uniform from two rivers, Krishna and Koyna, getting originated from Satara district. Maximum area under agriculture by the sources of water with lift irrigation. Other than these irrigation sources, many schemes like minor, major, and medium project of irrigation. Objectives of my research work as follows: to study organic farming as advanced method of cultivation and review the method of cropping pattern of organic farming. Second is to examine economics of organic farming in the study area. Third, to study the marketing of organic agricultural commodities. Fourth, to focus the government guidelines of organic farming. Fifth, to review the issues of organic farming in the study area and suggest remedial measures for extension of organic farming. Statement for the research work is a study of organic farming in Satara district. I selected the Satara district because of physical and irrigation facilities are favorable. The different government schemes associated with organic farming implemented and on trial basis in Satara districts. Farmers are aware about the change in agricultural methods. The study purpose to understand methods and management of organic farming. I study the organic farming development in Satara district as well as understand productivity, expenditure, income, etc. of farmers. The study examines the cropping pattern under cultivation of organic farming in Satara district. Finally, the suggestions for expansion of organic farming in Satara district. The following hypothesis is considered for my research work. Production and productivity of crops in organic farming in less than inorganic farming. I use the questionnaire method of collect the primary data and secondary data collected from sources such as references book, articles from journals and internet and also data collected government agricultural office such as district statistical office and agriculture universities. And I use statistical techniques such as correlation analysis, regression analysis, growth rate and average, and standard deviation. In my research design, I selected 165 farmers, those who are cultivating farm organically in Satara district. The crops under organic farming are mainly sugarcane, wheat, rice, fruits such as mangoes, grapes, pomegranate, vegetables, and onion, potato, cabbage, turmeric, ginger, etc. Out of these crops, majority of farmers are applying organic farming technique for sugarcane and groundnut grams, various fruits, wheat, rice, banana, jawar. Therefore, these crops are selected to me. The same time, such crops will be surveyed as per the soil of land and marginal small, medium, and large farmers. Total research work divided into 8 chapters. First chapter is research methodology. Second is review of literature. The third is organic farming in India. Fourth is problems of organic farming. Fifth, government guidelines for organic farming. Sixth, economics of organic farming. Seventh, marketing of organic farm products. And last one, conclusion and suggestion. I review the following literature for research work. From this review, I get the know about the organic farming benefits, advantages. Also, I learn about the issues that can be occurred during organic farming and similarities between organic farming of the other countries and India, such as Devgirikar and Milind Pusatkar, M.S. Gill, Singh Inder Bin, Manohar Khake, Manohar Parsure, and Adhikari. Chapter 3 related with organic farming in India. The following organic farming are practiced in Satara district. Natural farming, first is natural farming, second is permaculture, third is regenerative farming, fourth is no-till farming, fifth is hydroponics, sixth is environmental farming system, seventh greenhouse, eighth substitute agriculture, 9 biodynamic agriculture, and last one integrated intensive farming system. Here we are going to know concept of organic farming. Organic farming may be a matter of giving back to nature what we have a tendency from it. It is safe, profitable, and wise. It is not mere non-chemicals and agribusiness. It's an arrangement of cultivating vital relationship. Natural farming is a creation framework which keeps away from or to a great extent prohibits the utilization of manures, pesticides, development controllers, and livestock feed added substances. It is a farming which uses agricultural waste as fertilizers and natural forms of weed control and management rather than chemicals. Last one, organic farming means the utilization of a natural compost and regular technique for plant assurance as opposed to utilizing engineered manures and pesticides. These are some of the reasons why we need an organic farming in India. One is low expense organic farming. Second, conservation of soil. Third, create income. Fourth, qualitative product. Fifth, scope for exports. Sixth, importance of the organic farming. These are advantages of organic farming. First is nutrition. Second is chemical-free product. Third, tasty food. Fourth, benefits to farmers. Fifth, diseases and tormentor resistances. Sixth, weed competitiveness. Seventh, lower input cost. 8th, drought resistance, 9th, qualitative product, 10th, employment generation, and 11th, pollution-free environment, and last one, awareness and participation in government scheme Atma. Chapter 5th is government guidelines for organic farming. Government guidelines are available on different government websites and offices. Atma is the scheme related to organic farming launched at local level. Guidelines regarding to organic farming from agriculture operation to agriculture products are given on website, and it's reached up to common farmer by different ways. Chapter 6 is an economics of organic farming analysis. In the study area, following tehsil and farmers belonging from it, 165 farmers selected out of these 40 farmers from Fulton, 50 farmers from Khandala, 50 farmers from Karad, and 25 farmers in Khatau Taluka. Qualification of farmers, maximum farmers are qualified up to secondary level. Education followed by degree and primary education, and very less percentage of farmers are agriculturally trained qualification. In this 6.3 table, there are farmers are divided into 4 groups. In these 4 talukas, the percentage is higher in small and medium farmers, which is up to 40%. In family numbers, in family member groups, 4 to 6 members families are 58%, remaining 1 to 3 and 8 to 11 are 18.2% and 16.6%, and very less percentage found in greater than 11%. Land under organic farming, 43% is in medium types of farmer. In this table, we see land under organic farming is found similar in following tehsil: Fulton, Khandala, Khatau, Karad live near about 8.86. Maximum farmers are secondary literate, and there is no significant relationship between education and commencement of organic farming. Awareness regarding organic farming is increasing from last 5 years in this tehsil, Fulton, Khandala, Karad, and Khatau. In this table, farmers from Karad and Khandala using compost on high percent and vermiculture practicing Fulton and Karad farmers. There is awareness about the vermiculture. Use of manure is Khandala and Karad are more, that is 29 and 34%. In this table 6.15, we see the use of cow dung in Khandala and Karad are more, that is 25 and 26%. Poultry manure is more in Fulton and Khandala, that is same to same 6.3%, and 6.17 in table. Fishery manure used largely in Karad Taluka due to nearness of Konkan. In this table, we see almost all the farmers engage in organic farming using compost, vermiculture, manure, cow dung, poultry manure, and fishery manure. In this table, maximum respondents are small and medium farmers group. Farmers have source of encouragement from friends and self-interested in Phaltan and Khatao Taluka. In this table, we see the types of soil. Phaltan Taluka has a high percentage of black soil and low percentage rugged soil. And in Karar Taluka, black soil is 11.5% and other tehsil is 4.2 and 34.5 black soil is there. Productivity of jawar, bajra, soybean and groundnut is more in Phaltan tehsil. Productivity of groundnut is higher in Khatao tehsil, followed by soybean, wheat, jari and bajra.
तेवढे ते 2 दिवस ते लग्नापुरतं अटॅक करतात त्याला कोण नंतर घालत पडले पडून राहतात.
Deal with productivity of various crops in overall study. Maximum productivity is of soybean by groundnut, jawar and other crops. It deals with productivity, various crops and types of farmer. Small marginal farmers have maximum productivity of groundnut and soybean and low productivity and gram.
जाऊन या जरा.
In this table, we see and it explains about the productivity of various
कोण
crops
बोलते त्याचं माईक म्यूट करा. कोण बोलते आवाज येतोय कोणाच तरी
in the
सोडून
study
बाकीचे
area.
म्यूट करा. आवाज येतोय कोणाचा तरी म्यूट करा. ते कोणाचा आवाज येतोय. तेजपाल तुझा येतोय वाटतं बा आवाज. तेजपाल म्यूट कर. आवाज येतोय तुझा. तेजपाल म्यूट कर. गो अहेड.
आम्ही अजून ठरवलेलं नाही.
In this table, expenses are more for
तेजपाल म्यूट कर तुझा माईक म्यूट कर. आवाज येतोय तेजपाल. चल गो अहेड.
expenses are more for organic farming compared to inorganic farming. For annual expenses for production, there is a increase in last 20 years for practice of organic farming. Let us see the conclusions of the study. Organic farming in Satara district is on the progress. Satara district has distinctive location and availability of land, specially soil types and irrigation facilities. The river basins of Krishna and the river Koyna not has a potential of organic farming due to totally commercial area farmers looking forward to cash benefit instead of the health of people. So almost all farmers are practicing in organic farming. Very few farmers practicing organic farming. Second, as there is a need to convert or modify land into organic land, near about is 20 years, but farmers don't have those patience to wait. They will immediate effect because organic product comes from soil and the same soil if under inorganic fertilizer, it is more time to convert itself. It should keep under treatment and superstition. Third is awareness among the farmers about the hygiene of soil and people should be done. Various NGOs and government are also initiative in the same exhibition agriculture. In the study area, rate of the excellent in some part and rate of the literacy is excellent in some part and in some part not good enough. Though educational facilities are available everywhere, but standard of education changing place to place. Indian agriculture is gamble of monsoon, so the farmers depends on monsoon rain. Fourth conclusion is Educational qualification of the farmers is also affecting on agriculture. In Karar Tehsil, farmers are literate, but almost all available soil under the cash crops like sugarcane and ginger. Farmers are just at the back of money, so they are not time to wait to bring land under organic farming because soil which is under fertilizer since long back. It is possible, but farmers don't have time to wait. Khatau Tehsil have no higher education but other option to farmer without agriculture but lack of irrigation. It has huge potential to bring such land under organic farming. With this conclusion, irrigation facilities are quite good in Karar, Haltan Tehsil, but in Khandala and Khatau are less. This is also one of the big constraints to organic farming. As Satara district has some major and minor irrigation project, water supplied to drought areas like Khandala and Khatau Tehsil. So the farmers are not able to practice agriculture whole year. In the Agro Support Center, there is a very significant role in the progress of organic farming. A large number of agro service centers are in Karad and Haltan Tehsil 139, and it is followed by Khandala and Khata. Agro service centers provides all inputs required to enhance organic farming, but agro clinics and consulting centers are not there. Sometimes it is providing wrong information and fake seed of crops. It resulted into low yield in crop production and income too. Awareness among the farmer is very less about organic farming. They are ignore about its importance and how fertilizers are harmful to human intake and soil. Due to greediness, farmers are using large amount of fertilizers. It is mostly observed in Kharad Tehsil, Haltan, Khandala and Khatau Tehsil due to limited irrigation facilities and frequently occurring drought condition. This is one of the obstacles to accelerate the progress of organic farming. In some part of study area, farmers are interested in cash crops, so no change to grow other crops. For example, Karad farmers are cultivating sugarcane and ginger. It is followed by Fulton Tehsil. The interest and taste of farmers change Tehsil to Tehsil. Sometimes due to wrong practices, farmers are in loss in case of some vegetables and some agriculture produce. Due to some new policies of export and import, some growers are in profit, but it is observed that very few farmers are getting benefited. Next, organic products require good and nearest marketplace in study area. It has daily market at urban area and local market at local level. But people prefer organic food at high price. Generally, common people prefer cheapest product. Last one, in third area, means of transport and communication change lot. And as a result of it, farmers from urban as well as rural area enjoying advantages of it. Road, railway network modify traditional into modern. So it become possible to sell the commodities where in time and time to time. There are suggestions for my suggestions. These are suggestions of my research work. First is integrated pest and disease administration. Second is straight farming. Third, bond farming. Fourth, mega business growth. Organic. Fifth is organic farming. Sixth is market prices. Seventh, scientific education. Eighth, awareness and training program. Ninth, efficient transportation network. And 10, storehouses and cold storages for perishable product. 11 is standardization and grading of agricultural commodities. 12th, cost effective crop loans, Kisan credit card and online trading. And last one, crop insurance.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You can close now your share. Presentation of share
Yes.
close. Now,
Yes, yes.
some research scholars have joined and they are working in agriculture economics. May I invite research scholars of our department to pose questions to uh, research scholar Rani, so that discussion can take place. Ajay is there, Digvijay is there, others are there. Unmute your mic and ask questions. Rani, disclose this. Stop share. Sharing stop. Stop the sharing. Okay. May I invite the research scholars to ask questions? Ajay, Digvijay, unmute yourself and ask question. Can you hear me? Digvijay? Can you hear me? Ajay? Anybody wants to ask questions? Especially research scholars? Ajay, Digvijay, Tejpal, Vishal? Unmute yourself and ask questions. Anybody wants to ask? Any question from participants? Research scholars? Anybody wants to ask? Ajay? Digvijay? Wakrekar? Tejpal? Vishal? Any question is there? Anybody wants to ask question? Wait, मी हे कर अनम्यूट कर अनम्यूट ऑल केलं. Anybody wants to ask question? Anybody wants to ask question? Unmute and ask. You have to unmute and ask question. Unmute yourself and ask question. Are you hearing? Anybody? If any problem is there, just ask in chat box also. If there is problem of unmute, ask in chat box also. I will communicate. Already I have unmuted all. I have unmuted all. Now, if there is problem, ask in chat box. If any problem is there in asking unmuting mic, ask in chat box also. I will communicate. Yes. Digvijay, is it not possible to unmute you? Already I have unmuted. Unmute yourself and then try. Otherwise, write in chat box. Digvijay, go. Unmute and ask. Write in chat box. Digvijay. Unmute and ask. Otherwise, write in chat box if there is a problem in unmuting. Digvijay. Yeah, ask question. All have unmuted me. All have unmuted. Now try. Yes, one question is there, Rani. Are you hearing to me? Rani, are you hearing to
Yes,
me?
sir.
One question
Yes.
is there from our research scholar. If 20 years are required to convert the land, should the farmers go for organic farming? Are you hearing to me? Very relevant
Yes.
question he has
Yes.
asked. If 20 years are required to convert the land, should the farmers go for organic farming? Are you getting my question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One of the scholars has asked a very relevant question he has asked. More questions are welcome. More questions are welcome. If there is difficulty in unmuting, ask in chat box. Okay, one more. Rani, answer.
हा सर.
Ah.
येस सर.
One more question is there. First of
आता
all,
शेतकऱ्यांची तर सर मी जेवढा इंटरव्ह्यू घेतला आणि माझ्या अभ्यासानुसार तर शेतकऱ्यांची एवढा वेळ थांबण्याची मानसिकता नाहीये. त्यामुळे ते ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगकडे वळायला तसं काही ते मागत नाहीये.
हो.
कारण बऱ्यापैकी जरी उत्पन्न निघालं तरी त्यांना मार्केटची अवेलेबिलिटी नाहीये किंवा ते सेंद्रियचं त्यांना मग ते माझा शेतमाल सेंद्रिय आहे हे त्यांना सांगता येत नाही, पटवून देता येत नाही.
one more question, same scholar Digvijay asked.
Yes, sir.
The prices of organic product are significantly higher than the normal products. Why these products are higher than the regular commodities being produced in agriculture? Organic products prices are higher. Why? What's your understanding, Rani?
येस सर. सेंद्रिय शेती करता सर एक तर खूप दिवस वाट पाहावी लागते आणि सगळं त्यांना नॅचरल वापरायला लागते सर. जे आपण सहजपणे त्यांना रासायनिक शेतीमध्ये विकत मिळतं बियाणं वगैरे तशा पद्धतीचं आपल्याला सेंद्रिय शेतीमध्ये करताना शेतकऱ्यांना मिळत नाही आणि त्याच्यामुळे मग ते किमती त्याच्या हाय राहतात कारण प्रोडक्शन तिथं कमी राहतंय. मग शेतकऱ्यांनी जेवढं त्यांनी किंवा नोंदणीचा खर्च पण सर म्हणजे आपण काय म्हणतो सर्टिफिकेशन करण्यासाठी सुद्धा मोठ्या प्रमाणावर त्यांना खर्च येतोय. जास्त प्रयत्न करायला लागतात सेंद्रिय शेतीसाठी शेतकऱ्यांना. त्यामुळं त्याच्या किमती हाय राहतात.
Okay. Any more question from research scholars? Any question? Either mute, unmute, or ask in chat box. Whichever is convenient, you can make use of it. Vishal, over you asked, but it is not visible. You have asked in Marathi, ask in English. It is not visible. Vishal.
हा हा मराठीत विचारला होता सर.
No, it is that font is not there. Ask in English.
आवाज येतोय तुम्हाला?
आवाज येतोय. हा येतोय आवाज.
सेंद्रिय शेती आणि रासायनिक शेती याच्या उत्पादकतेमध्ये मॅडमना काही फरक दिसून आला का? आणि जर सेंद्रिय शेतीची जर उत्पादकता कमी असेल तर सेंद्रिय शेती काच केली पाहिजे, म्हणजे कशासाठी केली पाहिजे?
राणी, प्रश्न समजला तुला?
हा सर, समजलं सर.
हा.
मला असं वाटतं की सेंद्रिय शेती आपण पारंपरिक शेती जर पूर्वीची बघितली तर ती सेंद्रिय शेतीसारखीच होती. जास्त काही आपण रासायनिक खतांचा वापर करत नव्हतो. त्यामुळे त्याचा आरोग्यावर फार काही परिणाम होत नव्हता. परंतु रासायनिक शेतीचं जर आता अलीकडचं बघितलं कॅन्सर सारख्या आजाराचा प्रभाव आपल्याला इतका मोठ्या प्रमाणावर दिसतो. कारण आपण मोठ्या प्रमाणावर हरित क्रांती झाल्यानंतर जे रासायनिक खतं असतील, औषधं असतील, कीटकनाशक असतील यांचा आपण मोठ्या प्रमाणावर वापर केलेला आहे आणि म्हणून आपल्याला सेंद्रिय शेती गरजेची वाटते. अलीकडच्या काळात तर आपण जर बघितलं तर आता कोरोनाचं सुद्धा आपण बघतोय त्याच्यामुळे सुद्धा आपल्याला सेंद्रिय शेतीकडे आपण वळायला काही हरकत नाही असं मला वाटतं.
Any more question? Ajay is there. Sohail is there.
नमस्कार सर.
Yes, most welcome. Go ahead.
मॅडमनी सेंद्रिय शेती हाच विषय का निवडला
Okay.
आणि सातारा जिल्हा का निवडला?
Yes. Rani, are you getting your question? Question of Aslam.
हा, येस सर.
Why organic farming and
विषय
why
निवडला,
organic
sir.
farming in Satara district?
ओके. जेव्हा मी विषय निवडला तेव्हा मला एक नवीन विषय अभ्यासायचा होता पहिली गोष्ट आणि कारण 2011-12 माझं रजिस्ट्रेशन होतं. मी दापोली कृषी विद्यापीठ आणि राहुरी विद्यापीठामध्ये गेले तर तिथल्या प्राध्यापकांनी मला सांगितलं तुमचं जे संशोधन असेल तेच तुम्ही आम्हाला द्या. त्याच क्षणी मी इतकी घाबरले की आता काय करायचं म्हणजे माझं त्या क्षणी ते बंदच पडल्यासारखं झालं. शेतकऱ्यांच्याकडे मी ज्या वेळेला क्वेश्चनरी घेऊन इंटरव्ह्यू घ्यायला गेले तेव्हाही ते इतके संभ्रमात होते की नाही आम्ही असंच करतोय, आम्ही ह्यांना सांगितली म्हणून करतोय, कुठल्या तरी शिष्य गुरु ह्यांनी सांगितली म्हणून करतोय असं काहीतरी मला ते बघ. मग त्याच्यामध्ये मला खूप इंटरेस्ट निर्माण झाला. मग आपण काहीतरी नवीन केलं पाहिजे की जे आज आपण शेती क्षेत्रावर आपण पूर्वीपासून म्हणजे 51-52 पासून म्हणतो 60% लोकसंख्या आमची आहे. नॅशनल इन्कम मध्ये पण आम्ही मोठ्या प्रमाणावर शेतीवर अवलंबून होतो. अलीकडे आपण वेगळे क्षेत्र दुसरं तिसरं क्षेत्रामध्ये आपण वाढले राष्ट्रीय उत्पन्नाचा वाटा. परंतु पूर्वीपासून जर बघितलं तर आपण प्राथमिक क्षेत्रावर किंवा शेती क्षेत्रावर जास्त अवलंबून होतो. त्यामुळे मला त्या विषयामध्ये खूप रस वाटला. आणि सातारा जिल्ह्यामध्ये सगळी फेवरेबल परिस्थिती असल्यामुळे, पाणी पुरवठ्याच्या सोयी सुविधा असल्यामुळे किंवा थोडंसं मला असं वाटलं की जरा एज्युकेशनल पण थोडीशी परिस्थिती लोकांची बरी असेल, थोडंसं लोक त्या ठिकाणी त्या साईडनी विचार करतील आणि सेंद्रिय शेतीकडे वळतील आणि या दृष्टीने मी तो अभ्यास घेतला होता.
One more question is there. What is your how sample farmers are taking care of farm? One more question is there, Rani, for you. How farmers are taking care of farm under organic farming? What policies are there, or how they are taking care of farm under organic farming? Are you understanding question?
Sir, once again, tell me.
How farmers under organic farming are taking care of farm? How they are taking care of farm?
वेगवेगळ्या खतांचा वापर केला जातो सर. त्यामध्ये मॅन्युअर असेल, कावडंग असेल, फिशरी असेल, पोल्ट्रीचं खत असेल आणि हिरवळीचं खत, असं वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचा या खतांचा किंवा जैविक खतांचा मोठ्या प्रमाणावर वापर झालेला दिसतो.
नाही, प्रश्न असा आहे की ते शेतकरी शेतीची काळजी कशी घेतो? शेतीची सुपीकता किंवा
सेंद्रिय शेतीची सर.
सेंद्रिय शेतीचा शेतकरी जो आहे तो शेतीची काळजी कशी घेतो? त्याचं नुकसान होणार
तो
नाही
कमीत कमी रासायनिक खतांचा वापर करायला, ज्या वेळेला तो प्रॅक्टिस ओरिजिनल करायला सुरुवात करतो, तो एकदम सगळ्या क्षेत्रावर किंवा मोठ्या भागावर करत नाही, थोडस एखाद्या तुकड्यावर करतो आणि मग त्या दोन्हीचा परिणाम त्याच्या लक्षात आल्यानंतर तो मग इतर सेंद्रिय शेतीचं थोडंफार प्रमाण वाढवतो. मग त्यासाठी तो स्वतःची मानसिकता बदलतो आणि त्या दृष्टीने प्रयत्न करतो. मग रासायनिक खतांचा किंवा रासायनिक औषधांचा वापर कमी करतो. तिथं शेणखत असेल किंवा त्याला जे अवेलेबल लोकल खतं होतील त्याचा तो, म्हणजे पूर्वी जे आपण पारंपरिक शेती पद्धतीमध्ये वापर करत होतो त्याचा तो वापर करायला सुरुवात करतो.
Any more question from scholars, research scholars? Anybody wants to ask? Either you unmute yourself or ask in chat box. I will communicate. If anybody wants to ask, either unmute yourself and ask, otherwise you can write in chat box. Okay. There are some questions, those have been raised by one more external referee that I will try to pose to you. Number one is that that experts say citations are not correct. Whatever citations you have given in the thesis are not correct. Those are not up to the mark. What is your explanation? Citations are not correct. Those are not given properly. So what is your explanation? Rani, are you listening to me? Unmute yourself.
Yes sir, 1 minute sir.
Question, are you getting my question?
Please once again.
Citations that you have given in the thesis are not proper. Those are not up to the mark. Why it is so? That's the question of another external referee. लक्षात येतो का? अनम्यूट करायला पाहिजे, तुझं माईक अनम्यूट करावं. तर सायटेशन दिले thesis मध्ये ते बरोबर दिलेलं नाही, चुकीच्या पद्धतीने दिलेत असं एक्सपर्टचं मत आहे. तुझं माईक म्यूट करू नकोस. बोल.
मला जी माहिती मिळाली सर मी त्याच्याच आधारे ते देण्याचा प्रयत्न केलेला आहे.
बर.
कदाचित ते चुकीचं झालं असेल.
बर.
स्टॅटिस्टिकल डाटा जो मिळाला मला त्या दृष्टीनेच मी ते केलेलं होतं.
बर. सायटेशन ही गोष्ट वेगळी आहे. Citation is different. What you're explaining is different. Citations are what your references that you have cited in the thesis. Those are not cited properly. That's the question of this expert. Understanding?
References sir.
So go ahead.
बिब्लिओग्राफी दिले सर मी पहिल्यांदा टॉपिक वाईज दिले होते ते सायटेशन सर. रेफरन्सेस.
Okay.
पण थोडंसं मला असं समजलं की ते सगळं बिब्लिओग्राफीमध्ये द्यायचंय.
Okay.
हां, असं झालं.
No, citations are to be given in the body of the chapter as well as at the end of the chapter.
येस.
Bibliography is
Yes, sir.
different, citations
Uh-huh.
are different, and references are different. Okay.
हां.
One more question is there that you have mentioned research methodology, that I have used regression analysis. I have carried out a regression analysis. But according to this expert, regression analysis you have not carried out. What's your answer? It has not done.
Regression analysis is not there.
Regression analysis, you have mentioned the research methodology. I have carried out regression analysis, but it is not done. What is your justification? What's your explanation?
मी त्या स्टॅटिस्टिकल डेटासाठी सर SPSS चा जरा वापर केलेला होता.
नाही, त्यामध्ये प्रश्न असा आहे की रिग्रेशन मी कॅल्क्युलेट केलं असं तू म्हटलेलं आहेस मेथडॉलॉजी मध्ये, असं एक्सपर्टचं
हां.
म्हणणं आहे. मात्र प्रत्यक्षामध्ये ते कॅल्क्युलेशन केलेलं नाही.
नाही.
हा, मग ते काय नेमकं काय आहे ते सांगावं.
हां. त्याची मला काय
काय राहिलं, विसरलं, काय त्यातलं मेथडॉलॉजी?
रिग्रेशन हां, कदाचित सर राहिलं असेल माझ्याकडून ते.
ते मेथडॉलॉजी मधलं काढून टाकायला पाहिजे होतं.
हां, काढायला पाहिजे होतं. सॉरी सर.
जर झालं नसेल तर इकडे ठेवायचं नाही किंवा
हां,
इकडे ठेवून
राहिलं.
तिकडे करायला
हो.
पाहिजे.
करायला पाहिजे.
हां?
बरोबर सर.
Okay.
बरोबर. ओके सर.
One more question, just I will ask. Any scholar want to ask? You can unmute and ask, or you can write in chat box. That question of the expert is, what suggestions you have given are just general suggestions, and
Yes.
those are not specific. So, what is your justification? How you discuss this? How you analyze this?
कॉमन पीपल साठी सर मी त्या सजेशन दिल्या होत्या खरं तर. फार्मर्ससाठी म्हणून अशा सजेशन मग गव्हर्नमेंटच्या पॉलिसी बाबत देता आल्या असत्या, पण ते प्रॅक्टिकली होत नाही. मग थोड्याफार प्रमाणात मी किंवा आपलं संशोधनाचं मग तिथपर्यंत प्रॅक्टिकली असं पोहोचत नाही किंवा इम्प्लिमेंट होत नाही, आणि मग ते नुसतं पुस्तकातच राहतं की आपल्या कॉमन पीपल पर्यंत, शेतकऱ्यांच्या पर्यंत पोहोचत नाही. आणि म्हणून मग गाव पातळीवर आपण जी गरज म्हणतो शेतकऱ्यांसाठी, त्या दृष्टीने मी त्या सजेशन दिल्या होत्या.
Okay. Any more question from participants? You can ask in Marathi as well, no problem. Anybody? Number of students and scholars have joined. If for a question, you can ask in Marathi as well, no problem. If there is difficulty in communicating in English, you can ask in Marathi. You can unmute and you can speak. Otherwise, you can ask in chat box. You can write in chat box. One more question is there. Nowadays, people give preference to regular vegetables, which is profitable. Rani, one more question is there in chat box.
येस सर.
That question is, organic products are healthy for health of the human, but people prefer regular, that is non-organic. So
Yes.
which is profitable for farmer? Which is profitable for farmer?
फार्मर.
प्रश्न.
Definitely organic farming is profitable and healthy for people.
No, but what is that? People are preferring non-organic. Maybe
त्यांची
price
सर
of
अजून मानसिकता झालेली नाही, किंवा ती जरा थोडी त्यांना अजूनही खर्चिक पद्धत वाटते. पैशाच्या दृष्टीनं, सर्टिफिकेशनच्या दृष्टीनं किंवा सरकारी कागदपत्रांचा अभाव, कुठपर्यंत जायचं, कसं जायचं, ह्याची त्यांच्याकडे कुठल्याही प्रकारचं फारसं ज्ञान अजूनही नाही शेतकऱ्यांना. त्यामुळं थोडंसं अजूनही त्याच पद्धतींचा रासायनिक शेतीचा वापर केला जातो.
In this backdrop, further question is, which farming is profitable for farmer, whether it is organic or inorganic?
इनऑर्गॅनिक सर, प्रॉफिटेबल इनऑर्गॅनिक.
Okay.
तर मोठ्या प्रमाणावर सर त्यांचं शेती असते, मोठ्या प्रमाणावर खतांचा वापर केला जातो, त्यामुळे तसा त्यांना सरासरी खर्च कमी होतो. हे प्रायोगिक तत्वावर करत असल्यामुळे, किंवा एखादा मोठा शेतकरी असेल तर तो सगळी शेती ती सेंद्रिय शेती खाली आणत नाही, आणि त्यामुळे मग ते नेमक्यापणाने त्याचं उत्पादन, त्याचं उत्पन्न त्यालाही लक्षात येत नाही, आणि त्यामुळे मग ती रासायनिक शेती आजही लोकांना प्रॉफिटेबल वाटते.
Yes, one more question is there, has been asked by a research scholar. what is the difference between output from organic farming and non-organic farming? Output from organic farming and non-organic farming, what is difference? सेंद्रिय आणि बिगर सेंद्रिय शेतीच्या उत्पादनामध्ये काय फरक आहे? दॅट इज द क्वेश्चन.
रासायनिक शेतीमध्ये नक्की सर उत्पादन वाढतच आहे, कारण आपण मोठ्या प्रमाणावर खतांचा वापर करतोय, रासायनिक औषधं, कीटकनाशक मोठ्या प्रमाणावर वापर करतो, त्यामुळे त्याचं डेफिनेटली उत्पादन वाढल्याचं दिसतं. परंतु ऑर्गॅनिक हे 2-3 वर्षापासून केलेलं असतं, त्यामुळे तिथलं उत्पादन जर वाढत असलं तरी सुद्धा ते इतक्या मोठ्या प्रमाणावर रासायनिक शेतीप्रमाणे वाढत नाही.
His further question is, if output is comparatively lower in organic and more in inorganic, whether
Yes.
it will be possible to achieve the goal of food security when we went for organic farming. जर सेंद्रियमध्ये उत्पादकता कमी असेल आणि असेंद्रियमध्ये जास्त असेल, आपण जे सेंद्रिय शेतीकडे गेलो तर मग अन्न सुरक्षिततेचे जे उद्दिष्ट किंवा ध्येय आहे ते आपल्याला साध्य करता येईल का, असा तो प्रश्न आहे.
सेंद्रिय शेतीकडे आपण गेलो तर नक्कीच अन्न सुरक्षिततेकडे आपण नाही पोहोचणार आहे, कारण तेवढ्या मोठ्या प्रमाणावर आपण सेंद्रिय शेती करत नसल्यामुळे अन्न सुरक्षिततेकडे आपण नाही पोहोचू शकणार. त्यासाठी आपल्याला रासायनिक शेतीचाच आधार घ्यावा लागेल.
Okay. I hope the questions of scholars and participants have.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Anybody wants?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one question
Yes.
to Rani madam.
Yes. What's your name?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Sunil Gharge.
Okay. Ask. You can ask.
Yeah, my question is to madam that which type of sample tehsil you selected and why that particular tehsil you selected for the organic farming? First question.
Okay. Are you getting, Rani? Are you getting question?
येस सर. मी जवळजवळ बऱ्याचशा सर्व तालुक्यात फिरले होते सुरुवातीलाच ऑर्गॅनिक शेतीच्या शेतकऱ्यांना करणाऱ्या, परंतु मला ह्या 4 तालुक्यामध्ये जरा सेंद्रिय शेती करणारे जरा शेतकरी बऱ्यापैकी मिळालेले होते आणि त्यांना जरा फेवरेबल कंडिशन्स पण होत्या थोड्याशा. म्हणजे आता समजा कराड तालुका, थोडं पाणी पुरवठ्याच्या सोयी सुविधा, मला असं वाटलं सातारा किंवा खंडाळा असेल, तिथे थोडंसं त्यांना जर शेतकऱ्यांच्याकडे जर फेवरेबल परिस्थिती बघितली शिक्षणाच्या बाबतीत, हायवेचं गाव असल्यामुळे थोडंसं मला असं वाटलं होतं की थोडी त्यांची मानसिकता होईल सेंद्रिय शेतीसाठी किंवा झालीये, असं म्हणून मी ते तालुके निवडले होते.
Okay, my second question to Rani madam, that as we know that one of the state from India, that Sikkim, is fully organic farming state like a Sikkim. Is it possible in future that as a Maharashtra, one of the progressive agriculture state, is it possible for the healthy and quality living life organic farming fully is possible in Maharashtra?
Rani, are you getting question? Are you
तेवढ्या
understanding?
प्रमाणात अवेअरनेस लोकांच्या मध्ये किंवा शेतकऱ्यांच्या मध्ये निर्माण झाला पाहिजे. जर भारतातलं एखादं किंवा मध्य प्रदेश आहे, राजस्थान सारख्या वाळवंटासारख्या भागात सुद्धा सर लोकांनी मोठ्या प्रमाणावर सेंद्रिय शेती करत आहेत मोठ्या प्रमाणावर, तर महाराष्ट्र तर आपला अग्रेसर म्हणतो, पुढारलेला आहे, फेवरेबल राज्य आहे, तर तिथं सुद्धा माझ्या अभ्यासानुसार असं मला वाटतं की होऊ शकतं.
Any more
Okay,
question?
last question, sir. Last question is small question.
Okay.
What exactly the policy documented by the government of India for organic farming? Last question. Thank you.
Sir, please repeat the question.
No, what is the policy of organic farming of the government of India? That's his question. Are you understanding?
सर, सेंद्रिय शेतीसाठी बऱ्यापैकी गव्हर्नमेंट, केंद्र सरकार आणि राज्य सरकार या दोघांनी पण बऱ्यापैकी योजना आखलेल्या आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये सर गव्हर्नमेंट स्कीम आपली नॅशनल प्रोग्राम फॉर ऑर्गॅनिक प्रोडक्शन असेल, नॅशनल प्रोजेक्ट ऑन ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग असेल किंवा वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या सर्टिफिकेशन एजन्सी आहेत सर, की त्या ज्या आपल्या प्रॉडक्टसाठी आपल्याला काय सर्टिफिकेशन देऊ शकतात. आता 2000 मध्ये आपल्याला जर ऍक्रिडिटेशन जर बघितलं आपण NPOP ची ज्या वेळेला व्यापार मंत्रालयामार्फत स्थापना झाली त्यावेळेला या सगळ्यासाठी किंवा ऍग्रिकल्चर ह्या ऑर्गॅनिक प्रॉडक्टसाठी निर्यातीसाठी एक शिक्का आणि लेबल देण्याचं सुद्धा त्यामध्ये ठरलेलं होतं. आणि त्याच पद्धतीने मग अपेडा असेल किंवा कॉपी बोर्ड, टी बोर्ड ज्या काय म्हणू आपण त्यांना एजन्सीज आहेत सर्टिफिकेशन देणाऱ्या किंवा प्रमाणीकरण करणाऱ्या, ह्या सगळ्या शासनामार्फतच चालू आहेत आता तरी. त्यामुळं मला तरी असं वाटतंय की शासनाची सुद्धा यामध्ये मदत होत आहे.
Aslam, you have written your question in Marathi and it is not visualizing because of font problem. You can unmute and ask, or shall I go to external referee? Aslam, you have written in Marathi and it is not because of font, it is not visualizing.
हा, नमस्ते सर.
Ask in brief.
हा, कोणत्या तालुक्यामध्ये सेंद्रिय म्हणजे बाकीच्या तालुक्याचा विचार करता सेंद्रिय शेती जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणात घेतली जाते?
साताऱ्यामध्ये सर म्हणता?
हो हो, तुमच्या सॅम्पल एरियामध्ये.
फलटण आणि खंडाळ्यामध्ये चांगल्या प्रकारची शेती घेतली, सेंद्रिय शेतीचे प्रॉडक्ट घेतले जातात सर.
ओके, थँक्यू.
I hope, I think questions of scholars and participants have been finished. May I invite external referee Dr. Chandrakant Kokate? You can ask any question is there to this research scholar, as well as you present before us your observations about the research she has carried out, because you are a person who have gone through each and every word and line of the thesis. May I invite Dr. Chandrakant Kokate? If you have any questions, you can ask. Candidate will respond. Otherwise, you can place before us your observations.
ते दार लाव 2 मिनिटात पटकन.
Over to
Okay.
Chandrakant.
Good afternoon, all of you. Today, this online open Viva, chairman of this Viva, Professor P.S. Kamble sir, research guide S.V. Patil sir, research student Rani Shinde madam, and other participants. Firstly, I would like to thanks to Department of Economics and Shivaji University, Kolhapur, to invite me as a external referee. This PhD thesis, a study of organic farming in Satara district, which is submitted by Rani Shinde madam under the guidance of S.B. Patil sir. This thesis organized into 8 chapters. First chapter deals with research methodology. Second one is review of literature. Third one is organic farming in India. Fourth one is problem of organic farming. Next, government guidelines for accreditation and certification of organic farming. 6, economics of organic farming. Next, marketing for organic farm product. And last one is conclusion and suggestions. मी ब्रीफ मध्ये एक दोन त्याचे जे काही मेरिट्स आहेत ते सांगतो, आणि त्यानंतर जे काही लिमिटेशन्स आहेत तर त्या संदर्भात सांगेल, आणि एक दोन क्वेश्चन त्या अनुषंगाने विचारेल. याच्यामध्ये मला काही महत्वाचे जे काही मेरिट्स जे दिसणार आहेत, म्हणजे काही ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह जे काही निवडलेत आणि त्या अनुषंगाने जे काही हायपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग जे केलेले आहेत त्यासाठी जे काही हिस्टेसिसचा वापर केला आहे तो ॲप्रोप्रिएट झालेला आहे असं मला दिसून आलं, आणि त्यामुळे यांनी त्याला एक जस्टिफाय केल्याचं दिसून येतं. सेकंड वन, दिस स्टडी will be beneficial for the society and government to solve the difficulties of organic farming and सर्टिफिकेशन मेथड्स. म्हणजे तो एक महत्वाचा जो भाग आहे की ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगच्या संदर्भातील जे काही सर्टिफिकेशनची जी काही पद्धत जी आहे तर त्याचा एक चांगल्या प्रकारे रिव्ह्यू हा या एका चॅप्टरमध्ये घेण्यात येतो. तसंच प्रायमरी आणि सेकंडरी डाटाचा योग्य प्रमाणात या ठिकाणी वापर केला आहे. त्याचा अनालिसिस देखील योग्य त्या स्टॅटिस्टिकल टूल्सचा वापर करून केलेला आहे. ग्राफ्स असतील, टॅब्युलेशन असेल, त्याचा योग्य त्या प्रमाणात वापर केलेला आहे आणि त्यामुळेच जे काही रिसर्च वर्क आहे तर त्याचा दर्जा वाढण्यास मदत झालेली आहे. त्या संदर्भातील जे काही सजेशन्स जे आहेत ते नक्कीच पॉलिसी मेकरला असलेलं ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मरला असलं तर ते उपयोगी पडणार आहेत. असं असलं तरी काही जेव्हा या रिसर्चचं जेव्हा इव्हॅल्युएशन केलं किंवा तू बघितलं तर तेव्हा काही लिमिटेशन्स किंवा जे काही ड्रॉबॅक जे आहेत तर ते दिसून आले. बेसिकली जे काही सॅम्पल साईज जी आहे ती फार कमी वाटते. म्हणजे जेव्हा आपण एखादं याला अनालिसिस करायचं तर त्याला एक पुरेसं सॅम्पल असणं गरजेचं होतं असं मला वाटतं. आय थिंक 165 सॅम्पल तुम्ही निवडलेले आहेत तर ते थोडंसं जर जास्तीचे घेतले असतील तर ते अधिक बरं झालं असतं असं मला वाटतं. एक दुसरं एक महत्वाचं एक जे मला एक या ठिकाणी माझं ऑब्झर्वेशन जे सांगायचं आहे ते म्हणजे ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगच्या ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगचा ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मरवर म्हणजे त्याच्या काही जीवनमानावर त्याचा काय परिणाम झालेला आहे. म्हणजे इम्पॅक्ट ऑफ स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग ऑफ ऑर्गॅनिक प्रोड्युसर्स स्टडी विल बी आल्सो पॉसिबल विच इज फार फ्रॉम धिस स्टडी. त्याच्या जीवनमानावर काय परिणाम झालेला आहे या अनुषंगाने तुम्ही थोडंसं केलं असतं तर अधिक चांगलं झालं असतं असं मला वाटतं. आणि एक महत्वाचा जो काही भाग मी जे ऑब्झर्व केला फाइंडिंग आणि सजेशनच्या नंतर जे काही तुम्ही शेवटी 3-4 पेजेस जे टाकले होते तर मला तरी असं वाटतं की ते आज माझ्यासोबत थिसिस नाही आहे परंतु एक त्या अनुषंगाने जे काही शेवटचे 3-4 पेजेस जे ऍड केले आहेत तर ते मला तेवढंच बरोबर वाटले नाही. यासारखे काही किरकोळ म्हणा किंवा काही जे काही लिमिटेशन्स आहेत तर त्या सांगतात. असं असलं तरी दिस इज अ qualitative work. And so, no doubt, this study will helpful to policymakers and government to minimize the problems facing by organic farming and producers. फक्त मला एकच या अंशाने तुम्हाला 2 प्रश्न मी या ठिकाणी विचारू इच्छितो. म्हणजे क्रायटेरिया for the selection of research area does not seem scientifically. जो तुम्ही रिसर्च एरिया जो निवडलेला आहे किंवा सातारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट ठीक आहे ते लोकेशन असेल किंवा व्हॉटेवर परंतु त्याचं जे काही जस्टिफिकेशन जे हवं आहे तर ते देण्यात आलेलं नाही. तसंच जे काही सॅम्पल मेथड जे काही सॅम्पल जे काही निवडले आहेत म्हणजे देअर इज नॉट इनफ एक्सप्लेनेशन as to basis on which the sample was selected. कुठल्या आधारावर तुम्ही सॅम्पलची निवड केलेली आहे याचं देखील तुम्ही एक स्पष्टीकरण तुमच्या अभ्यासामध्ये दिले. याची 2 प्रश्न आहेत आणि बाकीचं या ठिकाणी म्हणजे काही क्वेश्चन विचारलेत दुसरे एक्सटर्नल रेफरीने जे काही क्वेश्चन विचारलेत त्या अनुषंगाने तुम्ही त्याचं उत्तर देण्याचा प्रयत्न केलेला आहेच. नक्कीच ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगच्या संदर्भात जे काम आहे ते चांगलं आहे. शेतकऱ्याच्या जे काही समस्या आहेत तर त्या समस्या असतील पॉलिसी मेकरच्या अनुषंगाने काही सजेशन्स असतील ते नक्कीच महत्त्वाचे आणि त्यामुळेच आय रिकमेंड दॅट दिस थिसिस बी accepted for the award of PhD degree of Shivaji University.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Chandrakant. Rani, 2 questions he has asked. Just I will pose to you. Number 1 is sampling is very small. Rani, are you listening to me, Rani?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sample is very small. And one more very important question he has asked. Farmers who are practicing organic farming, how it is affecting standard of living of those farmers. These are two very important questions
Yes, sir.
that this referee has asked. Just in brief, respond them so that I shall proceed further.
Yes, sir. तर रिसर्च करताना या 4 तालुक्यामध्येच मला मोठी जरा संख्या मिळाली. म्हणूनच खरं तर मी ते तालुके निवडले. स्ट्रॅटिफाईड सॅम्पलिंग मी वापरण्याचा प्रयत्न केला, परंतु त्या तालुक्यामध्ये मी बऱ्यापैकी म्हणजे तालुक्यामध्ये म्हणण्यापेक्षा सातारा जिल्ह्यामध्ये जवळ-जवळ पाचगणी वगैरे, महाबळेश्वर इकडे सुद्धा गेले मी. परंतु जरी आपण आता अलीकडच्या काळात म्हणतो आम्ही स्ट्रॉबेरी ऑर्गॅनिक, पण नाही सर. त्या स्ट्रॉबेरीवर सुद्धा त्यांनी मोठ्या प्रमाणावर केमिकल्स वापरूनच ते उत्पादन काढतायत. म्हणजे मला फक्त ती माहिती चांगली न मिळाल्यामुळे मग मला ह्या 4 तालुकेच फक्त फेव्हरेबल वाटले. त्यामुळे मी त्या तालुक्यांचाच विचार केला. अँड सेकंड क्वेशन, व्हॉट इस युअर सेकंड क्वेशन सर प्लीज?
दुसरा प्रश्न असा होता की जे सेंद्रिय शेती करणारे शेतकरी आहेत त्यांच्या जीवनमानावर याचा काय परिणाम झाला या सेंद्रिय शेतीचा, असा तो दुसरा प्रश्न.
हां. अजून तरी सर लगेच आपल्याला तो इफेक्ट दिसत नाही. परंतु लोकांच्यावर तो नक्की आरोग्याच्या दृष्टीने तर होईल. उत्पन्नाच्या दृष्टीने लगेच होणार नाही. कारण सेंद्रिय शेती ही एक लगेच घडून येणारी प्रक्रिया नाही सर. ती जवळ-जवळ 3 वर्षापासून पुढे त्याचे आपल्याला परिणाम पाहायला मिळतात. त्यामुळे ते लगेच आपल्याला उत्पादन किंवा आरोग्याचे परिणाम लगेच काही पाहायला मिळणार नाहीत सर.
Okay. Thank you. Now may I invite Dr. S.P. Patil to propose vote of thanks. Patil sir, are you listening to me? Patil sir?
Yes, yes.
Unmute
sir.
yourself and propose vote of thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Today's members of the VIVA, I'm very much thankful to Dr. P.S. Kamble being the chairman of this webinar to conduct and organize the entire theme on behalf of the university. Your efforts are painstaking and your time is very valuable to provide it to the candidate and also the education system. So, sir, I'm very thankful for conducting the webinar, chairing the meeting, and giving opportunity to all of us to hear our research student regarding organic farming, and also give her an opportunity to make an improvement in her research work. Secondly, I'm very much thankful to Dr. Chandrakant Kokate sir for providing his valuable time and asking us to go for online webinar, as it is convenient for the time available now and the situation available now. I was expecting to be offline and be together here in the university meeting Dr. P.S. Kamble and you also, but the time has made us a situation that we should come together online and provide the required delivery to the meeting concerned. Sir, you have gone through the thesis very rigorously, and you have posed certain very valuable questions for the improvement of our student, and also it has become a guide to me to go ahead with for any improvement in the research work. The questions you have raised has created certain valuable things in this research work for organic farming concern. And this particular is a situation made both of us to concentrate organic farming by entering into health effects of the respective organic food or inorganic food, so that the farmers are able to convince the community that even though the products are costly, they are going to reduce the health cost. So this situation has helped us to go ahead with further research activities. So I'm very also thankful to all those who have participated. The research students particularly, even though they have asked their questions as per their ability, as per their understanding, as even though they are found to be general questions, because still they have to enter into such research areas where they have to go into the depths of the particular area of research. Their questions were also very valuable to make the entire research process, entire research arena a good improvement. And hence, I'm all thankful to all those research students and the general public have enjoyed this research viva open defense.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm again thankful to all the participating research guide. Thank you very much.
Now it's time to declaration. I, as a chairman of this
Okay.
Open Defense Viva, taking into account 3 experts have given positive reports about the thesis which was submitted by Rani Shinde to Shivaji University in economics under the Faculty of Humanities. And they have given positive reports and they have recommended to the university to accept her thesis for PhD degree in economics under the Faculty of Humanities. In addition to that, her performance in the Open Defense Viva, it is online, no problem. She presented well, she tried her level best to defend the question. And more importantly, a lot of discussion and interaction took place. That's the peculiarity of this Viva. So we, as a committee for Open Defense Viva of Rani Mukherjee, Rani Shinde, I recommend to the university authorities to accept her thesis for PhD degree in economics under the Faculty of Social Sciences, under the Faculty of Humanities, and really it's an important topic. It has a policy relevance as well. And we, as a committee for Viva of Rani Shinde, an external referee, Dr. Kokate was present. Her guide, Dr. S.B. Patel was present. Only one expert was missed out because of the format. And we jointly, as a committee for Viva, recommend to the Shivaji University Kolhapur, taking into account positive reports of the 3 experts and her performance in today's Viva, to accept her thesis for PhD degree in economics under the Faculty of Humanities. And with these words, I'm very much thankful to one and all for participating in this Viva and making this Viva really live and interactive. And